Hello guys, and welcome back to the second race from Fuji Raceway with the Midnight Oil Racing League. This is obviously round 4. So Ice Chan lines up on pole once again with Thomas there in second place, Wayne G in third, Dan Bailey in fourth, Molson fifth, Vex sixth, Blood Diamond starts in seventh, Asbo in eighth, Clutch in ninth, and Pickle starts in 10th place. So without further ado, let's get into it. Klaxon sound there off. Looked like Dan Bailey getting a really poor start there. Clutch almost getting the move done already. Or was that Vex looking for the move there? Ice Chan trying to cover off Thomas, it looks like in the background there. Wayne G gets the move done up the inside. I know Thomas up the inside there of Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey down to fourth. Mawson trying to make his way through there as well. We've got Clutch and Vex side by side. Blood Diamond trying to make it 3 wide. And he actually manages to slide his way up through the inside there. I'm not sure how he got that done. Almost into the back of Mawson. Everybody looking very racy in this second race of the evening. Starting on dry tyres as Ice Chan goes around the outside there of Wayne G. Wayne G still on the inside. Still side by side. I think Ice Chan's going to have the inside for this right-hander hairpin we're coming up to now. Wayne G actually manages to keep the position. Chand almost compromised there by a little bit of contact there, a bit of a concertina through the windy sector. Thomas getting edged out wide now by Mawson and returns the favour. But Mawson moves through up into third place now. Chan still has to work on Wayne G ahead on the racing soft. Chan opting for the mediums. We have Mawson on softs. Thomas has gone for intermediates, interestingly. I'm not sure if he forgot to change his tyres in the interval, but now being challenged by Vex. Vex really breathing down his exhaust. Thomas stays ahead. Almost into the back of Mawson there on the brakes. And the pressure once again from Vex. Is Vex going to be able to get the move done? Thomas still ahead at the moment. Dan Bailey not far behind there in 6th place. We've got Clutch in 7th, Pickle in 8th. And a couple of stragglers towards the back. Vex trying to have a look up the inside. Backs off though. And that has lost him a position to Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey having a look on Thomas up ahead now. It looks like after the first race, Vex a little bit tentative, keeping the traction control on one at the moment. Dan Bailey tries to have a look up the inside once again against Thomas. Thomas keeps the position. We got Clutch not far behind Vex now as well. Oh, Dan Bailey, big concertina there. I think Dan Bailey into the back of Thomas. Vex went into the back of Dan Bailey. Clutch was into the back of Vex. Thomas covers off the inside against Dan Bailey. Clutch has a sneaky look there on Vex. Wasn't quite close enough. Vex comes out ahead. Thomas up ahead with half a second's penalty. That'll be for track limits. Clutch actually putting in the purple sector there. It's proving he's no slouch at the moment. Pickle there in 8th place. We have Blood Diamond in 9th and Asbo all the way down in 10th. I'm not sure what happened to Asbo. He must have had a spin somewhere. Wayne G on the racing softs. Also, putting in purple sectors, Mawson currently with the fastest lap, 142.045. Ice Chand on the mediums, now coming under the attention of Mawson in the Ford GT. Mawson really driving up to the rear bumper of the Lamborghini now. Is he going to be able to get a move done down the start finish? The Ford GT very quick in a straight line, but so is the Lamborghini. It looks like Chand has just got a slightly better exit there. But then aided by the slipstream, Mawson will start to reel him back in, but then Chand starts to try and break the toe down the straight. And these guys have some gap now over 4th place Dan Bailey. And Ice Chand, oh, Mawson just a little bit deep there. That's allowed Ice Chand through. Mawson down into 3rd place. Dan Bailey's there in 4th. Clutch has managed to get past Vex. He's up to 5th. Vex still trying to fight back though. Is the rain starting to come? I think I just saw wipers going on one of the cars. It looks like the track actually starting to dry up. So yeah, Vex trying to have a look up the inside through the sweeping right-hander. Not really a place where you can see him move come this next left-hander though. If you set it up right, can be a good place to do so, but no, Vex going a little bit deep there it looked. Is he going to be able to go for a move, come into the right-hander? Not quite close enough, and the wipers are definitely going on them cars. So I do believe the rain is starting to fall. Haven't really seen much of Blood Diamond in this race so far, being chased now by Pickle. Big moment there from Blood Diamond. Manages to save it. I was Vexed up ahead. Vexed having a look up the inside of Clutch. No, he has. He has managed to get past. Clutch is going to have to sit behind for the minute. Is he going to be able to go for a move into turn 1? Pickle now into the pits. Yeah, wipers really starting to go now. Oh, and Vex has just gone deep, driven off the track. Almost. That has allowed Clutch through though, back up into 5th place, so Vex now back down to 6th. And under the attention of Blood Diamond. Blood Diamond trying to go around the outside here. Vex finding himself blocked a little bit there by Clutch. Wasn't anywhere for him to go, couldn't get the move done. Almost couldn't fend off Blood in the Ferrari. So the rain definitely has started falling once again. 3-car battle here for 5th place. Clutch make a few small little errors there. Vex still able to find his way through though, as he almost loses that position to Blood Diamond. But then Clutch goes deep once again through the final turn. That's allowed Vex back up into 5th place. Clutch comes back across into 6th. Covers off Blood Diamond. Blood Diamond trying to go around his outside though. Or is he into the pits? No, they've stayed out. Ice Chand is into the pits, however. Vet's going to go deep once again. Actually managing to get a turn 1 right that time and covers off Blood Diamond. Clutch loses a couple of attempts there to Blood Diamond. Oh no, Jace with half a second's penalty. That isn't going to help him too much. He's going to be wanting to try and find his way past Vex before the pit stop, I'm sure. And he has managed to get past, so up into third for Blood Diamond. Vex now fourth. And then Dry Tie. Oh, it was Vex having a moment in the background there. Just sends the car around on the curb. That's allowed Clutch back through up into fourth place. But then he has a moment as well. Spins that Ferrari. And Blood. Everybody is starting to pirouette now. Dan Bailey doing the same. Everybody's going to have to try and limp back to the pits. Wayne G is going to be the first to get there. Dan Bailey struggling. I think everybody struggled when the rain came. I think we just stayed out for one lap too long. And there we go. Dan Bailey spins it around again. Is Ice Chan going to manage to make it through? He's on the intermediates. So yeah, he should have the grip there. As will Moulton. They put early. So Dan Bailey will surely go into the pits now, and he does. Yeah, Clutch. Losing it through the final turn. I think everybody who hasn't pit yet will definitely head to the pits now. Blood still carrying that half a second. In fact, I think he just lost it across the line, so he won't be carrying that for the next lap, which is good. Pickle's going to make up a few positions here. Does it look like Moulton and Ice Chan having a battle in the background there? Or up at the front. So yeah, Pickle up into 5th place. Vex re-emerges in 6th after this pit stop. Is he going to lose that position to Thomas? Where is Thomas? And yeah, Thomas up the inside. Through turn 1. And then we have Asbo, Blood Diamond and Clutch. 8th, 9th and 10th. All having a bit of a battle here. So Asbo has opted for intermediates, as has Clutch. Jason's opted for the wets. Blood Diamond. Oh, is there a yellow flag? Oh, nice Vex, he's off again. Even the traction control not helping this time round. So I wonder if the guys on the intermediates are thinking they've made a bit of a strategic error. It definitely looks like wet weather tyres at the moment. Everybody creeping through turn 1. Wayne G, Moulton and Chand all very close indeed. Probably within a second. Wayne G fastest lap on lap 3, 141.8. Chand looking to take that position away from Moulton around the outside on the approach now to the hairpin. Ice Chand gets the move, gets the position. Moulton still right with him though. Wayne G Wayne G trying to pull out a couple of attempts now. Are we going to see a move from any of these guys into turn 1? So no, Chan covers off the inside, gives Moulton no opportunity to have... Oh, as he has a bit of a moment there on the exit. Chan has managed to get right onto the rear bumper of that RX Vision once again. Can he take the lead and make it 2 out of 2? Or is Wayne G going to be able to hold him off? I think if we see a move come anywhere, it's going to be on this sharp right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Ice not actually close enough on that occasion, but we thought better of it. I think the conditions definitely making it for very tricky racing. Looking really fast though in this second stint. Mawson's still right up there as well. So Mawson could still be in with a chance. I think any of these 3 cars at the moment could take the win. We'll come back to him in just a second. So Dan Bailey still in 4th place, but he is some way behind the top 3 now. Thomas managing to stay ahead of Pickle in 6th. Then we have Blood Diamond in 7th. Clutch is there in 8th. We have Asbo in 9th and Vexed actually not too far behind, but down in 10th. So I think he's managed to start reeling 8th and 9th back in. And there is a definite dry line starting to form on the track. Are we going to see anyone pit to try and take on a set of softs or mediums for a couple of laps? Probably not. I reckon we're going to see intermediates to the end now. Although it looks like the top 3, they may have that window of opportunity to be able to get a pit done and not have to worry about losing track position. If you look at the track map, there is quite a considerable gap back to 4th place Dan. Yeah, Dan Bailey has got a nice bit of breathing space over Thomas back in 5th. So not having to worry about driving a defensive race at the moment, and Thomas as well finds himself having a bit of a lonely race, as does Pickle. Blood Diamond, Clutch not far behind. And then we have Vexed, has managed to get past Asbo. Can he get onto the back of Clutch? Oh, Vexed. Is he going into the pits? No. So he's moved over probably to try and cool them intermediates down. Pickles is into the pit, however. So that's Clutch up into 7th place, Vexed up into 8th, Asbo up into 9th. Where's Pickle going to come out? And he's out on a set of racing softs. Is he going to be able to look for the fastest lap? He actually finds the wet stuff. Has to take a bit of a deep line through turn 1. Slowly approaching the 20-minute mark of this race. Still no change in the top 3. Oh, and there's Wayne G. Is he going into the pits? No, he's actually just cooling his tyres down as well, as is Chand. Molson finding a different patch of wet stuff. Dan Bailey into the pits. Thomas up into 4th place. Where's Dan Bailey going to come out? Has he gone for a soft compound tyre? Or for a dry weather tyre? Set of slicks. So down to 8th. He's down to 9th. No, he's come back out. Yeah, no, he's come out in 9th, it looks like. We'll check in just a second. So Wayne G still holds on to the lead of the race for the minute. And what are the top 3 going to do? Are they going to pit in answer to the guys behind them who've gone and taken on a set of slicks? Or are they going to stay out on them heavily worn intermediates and run them to the end of the race? Definitely just looking for the wet part of the track at the moment. So they have stayed out. Thomas. What will Thomas do? Them wets look like they're going to fall off a cliff any time in the next lap or 2. He stays out, so... Oh, has he moved? Has he? So yeah, just moving over to find the wet part of the track once again. Oh, Blood Diamond maybe having a moment somewhere. Has that allowed Vex to come through? I think Blood Diamond's into the pits. So yeah, he is. He's going to get rid of them wets. That's 3 Vexed. Up into 5th place, also looking for the wet stuff. Dan Bailey and Asbo. Dan Bailey managing to find his way past Asbo. Asbo on the fading intermediates. Dan on a fresh set of softs. Looking like he might be able to catch Vex up ahead as well. How many more positions will he be able to make up though? I think it's going to be a bit of a stretch to get onto the back of Thomas. Yeah, look at the pace advantage that Dan has on that soft compound tyre over the guys around him, still running the intermediates. I think just tagging the rear bumper of the McLaren ever so slightly there. And the pressure once again from Asbo. Two Subarus. wet line once again. Oh, and Asbo, is he going to have a cheeky look up the inside? He definitely thought about it. Then looking for the better exit, but losing a tenth or two to the WRX. Oh, and then looks like Vex just driving off the track. That front left is about to leave the chat, and I think, yeah, this is the final lap. So Wayne G has done just enough, and he will take the checkered flag in this second race of the evening and the final race. GG's Wayne G. Mawson, that's a decent finishing result there for Mawson. Second on the podium. Ice Chan. Oh, Ice Chan's tyres have died a death. His tyres died at the end. He's going to finish in third place, though. Still on the podium there for Chan. GG's. Thomas's tyres have left the chat as well. He's going to be running on nothing soon. Maybe Dan Bailey will be able to catch him. Yeah, I think Thomas is just driving on the rims. And there we go, Dan Bailey does get the move done through the final turn. Oh, but he has a moment on the exit. Is he going to lose it? No. Saves it. Oh, what a save there from Dan Bailey. He's going to finish in fourth, though. Thomas, he's coming back now. There's going to be a photo finish between the Porsche and the Subaru. And it is. Dan Bailey gets it in the end. Thomas in fifth place there. Vexed holds off Asbo for sixth. Asbo seventh. Clutch finishing in eighth place. Blood Diamond, he had to do that late pit stop, didn't he? Because he didn't think his wets were going to go to the end. Finishes ninth in the end. And Pickle will take 10th. Well, that was it, guys, for round 4. We'll be back once again, same time, same place next week with round 5. So I will see you then. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Midnight Oils Racing League. We will see you next time. Good night.